Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityo Ma Amritangamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Pranamacharya. Pranamacharya. Welcome to the ABDB session. We are here to surrender to you. Please.
Raman, may God bless all of you and your family members. We are on the third session of Acharya Human Transformative Model, Bado, Desh Bado, Bado, individual development. So, which is the key unit of the whole universe, humanity. Okay, and whole of the human beings ultimately want their own development, right? So that is the key of the whole of the national movement in India and humanitarian movement for the whole of the universe. Every one of you are now part of it, and every one of your experiences are going to contribute for the humanity. Okay, your own life, your own experiences, and experiences in different dimensions of your Bado, individual self. It is so beyond our money and education and all blah blah blah. Those are all external factors. The real factors are the internal dimensions. Once those internal dimensions are developed, then the individual development of Bado happens. So with that, now we have been, now we are into the third day of the session. And before the today's session we begin, we will have a small sort of a review where each one of you, please feel free to give your own experiential sharing. Okay, right from say smiling, open mind, truthfulness to for health is the primary thing for our success and happiness. And in that success and happiness, the key factor is the health, and health depends upon 6 factors: air, water, food, exercise, rest, and excretion. So on all these dimensions, perhaps you must have been doing experimentation with consciously using these dimensions in your mind. So open to Srini Gurab Garu to start your session, what you have been doing with water. Good. And smiling also. Good. So like that, feel free. This is all one family. We are all one self. Right. Thank you. Over to Srini.
Pranamacharya. And the as you said, the 6 dimensions of health, how do we do it? Number one, my experiments have always been with water. I start my day with, drinking lots of water. And, that has been a practice that I inculcated in my life for almost more than 10 years. And then the smile is something that I'm a big fan of. And of course, I don't know, but I would love to always be surrounded myself with very jovial and funny moments. And I want to interpret life in a very jovial way. That is second thing. The experiments for me is been around sleep. That is an interesting quest for me. What I'm noticing is when I only sleep about 4 to 5 hours, I'm probably more active. Whereas if I try to sleep in, a little bit longer, and again, the sleep is also defined by the different quality of the sleep, whether it's a restful sleep or restless sleep and all that kind of stuff. But what I've been noticing lately is when I sleep a little bit longer, till about 6:30 or 7, the body doesn't feel right. It feels more sluggish. But if I actually wake up by 4:30 or 5 and then get started with my sadhana and all that stuff, the rest of the day feels more exuberant. And even in the morning sadhana also, it feels more exuberant. So when I start my practice around 5:30 or 6, it actually is more exuberant, whereas if I delay it, then it's more lethargic. That's an interesting insight for me. So if I sleep longer, the day looks a little bit sluggish, but if I sleep only for like the optimum 4 to 5 hours and then get my morning practice started, that's something. So these are some of the, and then the food is also been very conscious. And in fact, yesterday, Savita Garu and I were talking for a long time. What we realized is this shloka, asatoma sadgamaya, what you're talking about as being conscious, being aware of it, is just putting light on what we are doing, so that we become always putting light on what we are doing. And one of the things that I'm noticing is the more rice that I eat, the body feels sluggish. So rice is something that, or the carbs in general, I'm trying to be consciously minimize their intake. So these are some of my experiments.
Very good, very good. Excellent, Sriniji. Before others share their experiences, see, the experiences of Srini, sleeping more is bringing a sort of, see, activeness is coming down. Okay, but human beings and the doctors prescribe minimum 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours, according to the age, etc. So here is a difference of that. Srini is propounding his own experiences. This is similarly drinking water. So these are all some of the things that where unique individual experiences can be shared with the whole of the humanity. That is where, as an author, you are sharing your unique experimental things to the whole of the humanity. That is where in the level ABDB level 4, where it becomes an open-end book based on technology, where the individual becomes an author of contributing their experimental results. Okay, thank you, Sriniji. Very nice of you practicing, putting the everything, whatever we are discussing, you are putting it into experiential practices. Wonderful. Right, another one or two, please.
Acharya, with all your blessings, I'm like your son. There is no G. I know there is a G for Guru. There is no G for me.
Okay, may God bless you. May God.
So you can say Entra.
Raman is there. May God bless you. Yes, better. Others, Nana.
I'll go next.
Yeah.
So if I look at activity sheet which Ramakanji has put up to evaluate, our own health, managing of health, existing health issues. Knock on wood, no nothing existing health issues. Am I taking any pills? I am taking a lot of pills, but it's more vitamins. Like I feel, oh, I'm deficient of this or deficient of that. How I have dealt with things is the stories we tell ourselves is very important. So if I don't get enough sleep one day, if I sleep too much, I don't make a story out behind it, because I think anything we do it in harmony. If I steal Srini's words, I think we should be okay. Our body will also adapt. Our body will also digest. This is constant. I shouldn't have done this. I should have done this. I should have done that, or whatever it is. Just knowing this is what it is, I think, and then move on. Today I ate bad. Okay, I are being aware of that, and tomorrow, make required adjustments instead of creating a story around it, saying I never eat healthy. I am always like this. I mean, I'm not completely out of the stories, but yeah, definitely. That's how I interpret, or that's how I go with things. Any changes, just be adaptive and accepting, and also be aware of it. Being aware of ups and downs. Yes, I do drink water in the morning. Where my I wouldn't say again, the challenge is like connecting to exercises, different, like I've tried different exercises, the Western way of like running or but yoga has so far have been able to connect to it. So I'm hoping that I'll keep that connectivity
Savitaji,
Savita,
you're
you're
muted.
Savitaji, you're on mute.
you're on mute. Savita, you're on mute. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, were you guys able to hear me?
I
Yeah,
think you said about the until yoga we heard.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, so yoga has been able to connect to it, able to keep up with it with a buddy system. So yeah, that's something that I've resonated with. So smile, smile is a bit of challenging because I look serious to people and they see me first time. Because probably I'm thinking of something, not that I am not a friendly person, but yeah, but that's something to keep in mind. Like, just keep smile. Probably people have get confused what happened to her. All of a sudden, she's just constantly smiling. But yeah, smile is something that I definitely need to incorporate in my life. Yeah. Thank you.
So Acharya
Thank you,
Garu,
Savitaji.
this is sorry, please
Thank
go
you,
ahead.
Savitaji. So before going to the next session, before concluding, I advise Narottam, who has been taking this sort of a session to the thousands of people. I advise Narottam to give your own sharing. So what is happening here and how ABDB level 1 to another levels now you are experiencing. Narottam.
Sure, Acharya. I think of the 7 things that we're discussing now, smile, and the 6 dharmas, I consider 3 of them as inputs and the remaining 4 as outputs. For example, water, food, and air to me are kind of inputs. Exercise also, you can put it as input or output, um, depending on how you see it. But if the inputs are in place, I have seen the outputs are also kind of in place. And these are deeply interconnected. For example, if you don't drink a lot of water, your excretion dharma is impacted and so on. If you eat biryani, I think the next day you probably will have to take a lot of water and so on. So I keep a tab on all of these and my own sadhana, worship of Gayatri plus onion, garlic. So non-veg I've given up in 2001. That was marking 3rd year of my Balabharati. It took me a while because Nalgonda Reddys, probably anybody who comes home from the relatives, you don't offer them water, they wouldn't mind. But if you don't offer them drinks, it is like belittling them. You offer them vegetarian food, you are insulting them. That's the kind of unfortunate culture that got developed over years. Uh, but I have been initially I have been kind of a different person in my family. My father almost thought that I'm spoiling the traditions of the family. Um, but then I have a I think now my family, we are all vegetarians except my dad. I'm hopeful someday he will turn into a vegetarian. My wife also joined us, I think, after, when we were having our second kid. We have had a lot, we have done a lot of experiments around energy, vegetarianism, water, air, fire, and how they impact the outputs of our life, including sleep. And I agree with Srini Garu that I think 4 to 5 hours is good enough. But again, if you have a biryani and try to sleep only for 4 hours, it will not work. I have tried it for myself. Uh, so I think we have to pay attention to all of them, um, their inputs and outputs. My experience has been great in improving the overall experience of life using these 6 dharmas plus one smile. And I think a lot of my friends have also experienced it. They've converted into vegetarians. through the practice of yoga and these dharmas. I'll pause here, Acharya. Thank you.
Thank you, Narottam. So before I start today's session, I appeal to all of you, though you are few members, but you are all very, very important members for me and the Lead India movement, and for through you, each one of you, to whole of India and the humanity, my dear friends. So using your own, expertise and experiences in each day's sessions, how you can, add on a new experience to pass it on to the humanity. How do you do that? Or how do you develop the content into different levels? Now, what we normally do in the schools and colleges in ABDB level 1 is just only awareness program, right? So level 2 is the development program, right? In the development, what Narottam has mentioned, he has undergone 3 Balabhati programs, and thereafter he started experimentation. And even today, though he is in America, he is doing Agnihotram, he is doing yoga, he is doing so many other things. So you are important people, how you capsule your experiences for the next levels of content development. So use your all your expertise to put them into different models or levels, etc., which we will discuss after completion of this program, that is after 27 March. Now,
Acharya Garu, Acharya Garu,
yeah,
can I add to what Narottam Garu said? It was
please.
Narottam, actually, you were so profound. The way you said it is how you became an anomaly in your own family with your thing. And in fact, that probably resembles most of our stories. A little bit of my journey, and then hopefully I'll share this with it. For me, yoga has become yoga, and the spirituality and the knowing about our identity, our exploration of identity, is allowed me to go from a state of, in 2007, probably close to $2 million were spent on my health. Close to $2 million. I was running around hospitals, right? There were some situations that happened in my life, and then some startups that I was doing, it did not happen. But nevertheless, I had anxiety, I had all the things that you could talk in, and I was in a hospital almost every other day, right? And I was basically the experiment in the healthcare industry, tried all kinds of drugs, everything. And then only the practice of yoga and this journey allowed me to now actually lead a much exuberant life, take on any type of challenge. Nothing or very few things will shake me. But then if I look at every one of my stats that I put in, everything is like, your resting heart rate is less than 50 to everything. It's only this system. And it's not just the physical practice, it's also the overarching, the spiritual quest. So this system, or at least from my experiential truth, this works. This works, and it actually allows people to lead a much better, exuberant life while taking on more challenges. So, and that way, but one day, my dad said, "You are very good when you are doing all kinds of other things. Now you turned out to be an anomaly." So, but later on, everybody is slowly shifting to this path, right? The key thing is being as consistent and the trust over a period of time that influences other people. Right? But Narottamana, thank you for being the inspiration. And I lived 6 years in Nalgonda, and I'll share with you later. Thank you.
Got it. Thank you for sharing, Andy. Just adding one point which is very relevant to all of us is keeping our spine erect at work. I think we should, we might want to add that to our Dharma Acharya: stand tall, sit tall, stand tallest, sit tallest, walk tallest. Spine, the more we bend, we are prone to having more challenges, especially because we are sitting for more than 10 hours every day.
And back bends.
Fantastic. These sort of additions are very important. That is the purpose of the whole exercise through this training program. Now, we have been discussing about the different dimensions, inner dimensions like physical, mental, intellectual, emotion, and all that. My question now is where all those things are happening, where they are all revolving. I want some answers from you. All where are these dimensions? Where these are all playing with us?
The mind. In mind.
Right? Okay. Mind is one another dimension, but all these dimensions put together are playing in one wheel. What is that?
The life itself, Acharya.
Hey, you are all senior people. You have to make the others to think. Okay, right, fantastic, correct. And now I give you another small sort of a puzzle for every one of you. You are all in America. Each one of you will be having more than one car and all those sort of things. Okay, for each car they say take it for maintenance, servicing, and oiling, and so many things you keep planning and doing. Where to go, how to go, who has to sit front, who has to sit back, all sort of planning is happening in that vehicle. But we are all living in that vehicle, but we do not, recognize that this is the vehicle which is carrying me. What is that vehicle beyond car?
The vehicle is the body?
Human body.
Human body.
Body is one dimension you are talking. I am talking now beyond dimensions, where all those dimensions are happening.
The energy within the body.
Right? Okay.
Time.
All these energies also are happening within that vehicle. What is that vehicle? We all travel in that day in
soul.
and out. We travel in that. But we don't, recognize this is a mysterious vehicle. It is a gift of God to me. What is that vehicle?
It's the nature, Prakriti.
Right? Come on, Inka, still think of.
Time?
Still think of. The time also is happening there.
Physical dimension.
In the cosmos?
Yes, Prasad.
Maya.
Okay. Right. Last chance. Okay. Point to the quiz master to save the time. Right. Srikant, Ramakant, play the slides.
Ramakant Garu, play the slides, or if he's not there, then who has the slides? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I'm just checking. So Raviana, are you ready, or shall I go ahead?
Yeah, give me 1 second. I need to log in.
Yeah, let me, and while you do that, let me go ahead and share it.
In the meantime, I'll keep others thinking and give me your answers, please. Let us use like all these things are happening in the life. All these dimensions are there in the life, and the vehicle is nothing but our own life. Okay, in life only all these things are keeping on playing, right? So now today we are going to have a very wonderful session about our own life. Okay, and here is one thing where we plan all the other things, right? Right, Amma, next, go ahead, beta. We plan all other things, to go to a movie, to go to a gym, to plan the cooking or whatever it is. But about life, we completely we do not plan for whole of the life. Completely we do not plan. Okay, so how we got this life? Is it by choice or by chance? Just to keep thinking, right? And understanding basic realities of the life, working principles of the life. Okay, and once you understand these multiple dimensions, how they are embedded into your own daily activities, that is another very important point. Ultimately, the purpose for your life, as much as if it is specific and clear, and whole of your time is spent on your specific purpose of the life, then the life achievement, life satisfactions, etc., are different. And you also will be having a sort of a plan of action for whole of the life. Come on, now let us come with me. Right, next, go to the next, please. Come with me very fast. Okay, so yeah, go ahead. I have covered this. Right, next, fast. Right, so whole of this session is going to be about the life, and in this life, we all know our date of birth. We don't know ultimate date of death. So the journey in between is our own life. And here, how we have come, as I mentioned, keep thinking whether we have come by chance or by our own choice. What is the difference? How we have come? Can we able to differentiate? Even if by chance we have come, can you make your own choices in your life for whole of the life, creating a purpose for the life? Just to think of it. I'm giving small sort of inputs, right? First, next. It is the whole time what you are going to spend is about your own life now. Okay, and your life is centered about your own self. That is a very, very important thing. We spend all our life for our own family members, society, country, world, and all that. But what amount of time and mind you are spending on your own self-development? Just like health is the key for success and happiness, how much time you are spending on your health? So also, how much time you are spending on your own self, which is the nucleus for your family, society, country, and the world. Okay, these are all connectivities and relations, very important. Right, next, fast, Amma, come along with me. Next, right, okay. And what happens in the whole of the life? These are all like waves in the ocean. Okay, changes, happiness, sorrowfulness, failures, success, love, hatred, desires, and challenges, etc. I stop here and give you option for each one of you to understand the life and define life with your own experiences, which will be an inspiration of defining the life, understanding the life. Come on, please take the choice, any of you, with your own experiences. Define what is life. Right, Amma, next. Right, right, Amma, right. Please go ahead.
Acharya Garu, this, as you were saying, it actually allowed me to inquire. Like, the way my interpretation of life is changing. Before, I used to think of my life as it's not very much about the self, but is always in the context of others, right? My work associations, my family associations, my relationship, my life was very much defined by that. So when I was doing that, it was always I had more of these emotions, like, everything was like, based on the colorful life, right? Sorrow, happiness, and so on and so forth. But the more I'm trying to go anchor myself into the self, then even the boundary, life no longer has a boundary. There is no beginning, there is no end. It feels like a continuum. Now, antam na madhyam, there is no continuum. So in that case, every other relationship is just a context. So there is no deeper connection to it. So I don't know if that is the right way of looking at it. There is no birth or death. It's but more of thinking this as a continuum where these emotions become less of a thing.
Fantastic. Some others, anyone, new friends, please take the opportunity.
Okay, I'll go now. For me, the life is more like a accumulation of memories and physical aspects. Physical aspects are like, how you change physically by your age and what you eat and how you leading your life. And the spiritual aspects are like how the relations or the memories or experiences are getting collected in your life. That's how I'm feeling the life is changing, right?
For me, life is, I'm gonna go next. So for me, life is what meaning we give every minute to it. It's what, based on our experiences in life and based on what we absorb, as they mentioned. I think what stories we say towards us. So you literally have a choice to turn any situation into anything. So it's like they say the arrow hits twice, right? Like once it hits the target, and the second is it's a story we make around the pain or so I feel life is all about situation happens and then we create a narrative around it. So since we have the choice to create that narrative, we need to choose wisely. So that's what I feel life is.
Savita garu, so profound. So profound. So Acharya garu, this thing what Savita garu said, instead of life looking at as a journey of a birth to death or sometime, but the way I understood what Savita garu said is life is a collection of minutes or the moments. So you live as a collection, right? There's a set of moments, and each minute is what is a life. What story you tell in that thing. Did I interpret you correctly, Savita garu?
Yeah. Like situation happens, but what we make out of it, or what I absorb at that point of time, the experience is what makes the life.
So essentially, you're
sometimes
living
I can take it. Yeah, sometimes I can take it the fact as this is what happened. Sometimes I can make it into a story. Like I can weave another, like embellish with things, or I even sometimes take away from things. So that's life. Like that's how I interpret. So I feel I have a choice every minute that, oh, this happened. I can totally put it into a negative or a positive, or I keep it neutral at the end of the day.
So that's to me very profound. So essentially, every moment is a fresh life for you.
Yeah.
So
Every minute to like a second to, I don't know, millisecond to.
And the moment, that Chena, so that is what we say is a Mrityorma Amritangamaya, finite to infinite. Every moment could be the full life by itself, or something like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
You can commemorate that.
Acharya garu?
So, fantastic experiences and definitions. Now, ultimately, while proceeding, every life is unique life. Every life is unique life. Every moment also is unique moment. Okay, so understandingly as how every moment I can understand, I can define, I can be with open mind, and I can keep all the things that I'm learning, put it into practice and make my life really meaningful, purposeful. Okay, so this is one small sort of thing. Keep it in your mind. Let's proceed next, Balama. Okay, next, Nana. here, I want you to share some of your memorable experiences of very happy moments in your life, very sad moments in your life. Okay, anyone? Very sad moment, very briefly, without taking much time, please. Who is going first? Good. Okay, please proceed. Hello.
Yeah, not sure who was that. So probably the sad days. I'm not sure about the happy days, Acharya. It's always happy floating, but sad days I'll try to pick. I think a brief period of my father not being well, and then passing out of his body, right? That few months, probably around 3 months, that I would say, where I couldn't experience much of even the memory. My memory, general memory, also was so debilitated and all. Happiest, I think, always Acharya. So not sure. So with that, I'll have others share.
Right. So the conclusion here with all of our experiences of happiness and sorrowfulness is there anyone in the universe, any human being, always throughout the life, or only happiness, or only sorrowfulness? Can there be anybody?
No, I don't think
Yes,
anybody
please.
can be just.
Yeah, we have a mixture. It's a khichdi of all things.
Right. So that is the reality of the life. For anybody, irrespective of the whole of the humanity, passes the same. Sometimes happiness, sometimes sorrow. Ups and downs are one of the universal truth for all humanity. Right. Move on next.
Yeah, give us a minute, Acharya. We're just switching on. Yeah, you're able to see us, Acharya? See the slide?
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So, my friends, that is the fact of the life was life is. So, what we have to do? Play and win. Life is a journey. Reach the destination. Life is a battle. Fight and win. Life is a prize. Accept and preserve. Life is a secret. Investigate and share. Life is dharma. Play your role. Life is a challenge. Face it courageously. So these are all our own experiences, right? My next partner, these are all facts of life, right? Next, let us be prepared with all these weapons. Every failure is a stepping stone, right? Now, let us actually articulate the realities of life, okay? Everybody, as I mentioned, is unique in the life. And change is always a constant factor in everybody's life. We cannot avoid it, change, right? Money is not the ultimate in life, and we do not carry it ultimately, right? Money cannot help all through, right? Life is short, and it is like a water bubble. Ultimately, the reality is someday we have to leave the box there. Okay, then what is our preparation? What is our life? How to live this sort of a life which is like a water bubble? Someday it is going to be burst. Okay, so these are all realities, right? And next fast. Next, Nana, be fast, Nana. So, what is the difference between my life and animal life? When I am going to end up, and animals are also going to end up in their life, what is the difference? Think for a minute, all of you. After all, human being, very super human being, true, But how is human beings different from animals? Just one or two sharings also will be very adding something like a flavor to understand real, say, who are great, how are great, or what sort of greatness and difference. Come on. Any of you can take chance, particularly new friends who have not spoken till now, take a chance.
Acharya, while we wait, your video is not showing up. Okay, good.
Okay.
Acharya Garu, I'm like in the first bench, unless, I'm glad that you asked others. Otherwise, I'll always be raising my hand. The thing about the animal life to the human life, and we have some similarities where we all respond to our sensory needs or desires, at the physical level, but humans have the potential to make an impact and influence on the rest of the universe, with a conscious way of living that not all animals have, or to the extent they do not have that ability to influence the world around them and create an impact. That's kind of my take on it.
Good. Anybody else?
I think when we compare to animal and our life, we are not 100% bound by the prakriti. Like for there, it's an innate nature to kill something or anything. I think we have the choice, or even the let's say the consciousness and the ability to challenge the prakriti and become something else. Like, we can say, hey, I don't want to be this. Like, I would rather choose not to be this. And not get attached to vasanas, right? But animals don't have the choice because they're not able to connect to that. So that's what I think. Otherwise, they are much more loving and caring than we are, which, but I think that's the choice we have. Unfortunately, sometimes we don't choose it wisely. Other than that, I think that's the difference.
Fantastic. Go to the next slide. Very nicely you have told, Savitaji. May God bless you. So, Ravi, go to next slide. Here, you can just go on analyzing. See, in eating, what is the difference between animals and humans? Sleeping, sex, fear for the threat of life. These are all common things. Ahara nidra bhayam maidunam cha pashuvi samanaha. So, aharam, they also go in search of food, and they also get food. So, nidra, so sleep, they also sleep, sex, produce children, and fear for the life, threat for the life. So what is the difference? That is one, as a Janmaram, Narajanma Durlabham, having this life as a human being, different from the animals, which is a rare thing. What is the difference? I can make it. Can every human being think of it to evolve themselves in the life? Right, next. Okay, so the parameters, discrimination, habits, and what to excel and develop, and choice and law of the universe. These are all some of the things that we as intellectuals go on comparing and find out and evolve ourselves. Right, next, Nana. Next number, right? Have a look at it, that, right? Okay. So here is the choice for good or bad. Okay. Exercise choice to excel in your life. Right, next, Nana. Specific, eating specific, and sleeping, natural cycle, and sex, seasonal, and fear for loss. Okay. What about human beings? Here is the question. Okay. Each one of us know what we are doing, how we are doing, and all that. So answer is obvious to each individual for their own self life. Right. Okay. Next, Nana.
So on this note, Acharya Garu, we all laughed at it. This is where the humans have the extra ability of the conscious thing, but that can be used to increase the spectrum. Like, for example, in the eating or sex, where animals have a very bounded dharma. You know, but humans, with our increased capability of the mind and the consciousness, we can twist it any which way. We can actually reduce like a pratyahara, or we can actually go explore many different dimensions. Is that so? Is that what the question is meant for, to inquire about?
Exactly. Same thing. You see how we are using our intellectual faculty in eating or living or sleeping or whatever in our whole of the activities. These activities are mentioned just in comparison with the animals. But this discrimination, how we are using our intellect while living our life is the most important thing. That is what we are making a choice, a chance.
So in that thing, there is probably no obesity as a thing in the animal kingdom, right? Unless we are actually raising them. They're guided by the prakriti. Whereas, you know, because we don't have the discrimination, we basically go into all these things. We can become Bhasmasuras if you want. We can actually become, you know, the saints.
Right.
Oh my God.
Here I wish to share with you the COVID situation, how it has come, how it has given a challenge to the whole of the humanity. That can be related here, because human beings, by using their intellect for their own endless desires or endless passions, without following law of the nature is challenging the humanity. Hey, where are you? Where are you using, how you are living, how you are using your intellect? So those are the things, some of the things now we need to take it through this movement. Right, next one. So now here in the journey, having a goal, without a goal, how will be the journey of our life? Or with a goal, how will be the journey of our life? You all know, I did not have to tell much, but this is one small sort of a thing, just like a boat in the water. Boat in the water, without sail, where it goes? A boat in the water without sail, where it goes? As the direction of the wind blows, it will be going. So it cannot reach its destination. So here is a very, very important note for our life, to make it a purpose for our life. What could be the goal for my journey, and what could be the destination I can reach? Right, Amma, next. So this all, you know it. Okay, and how should be that goal? Is it something like a dry leaf falling from the trees, and just we will also fall down someday, leaving this body and the whole world? Can I go like that? Then what is the difference between the dry leaves or any other animals, any other creatures? Or how should I? What should be the choice that I should create? What should be the target I should fix up within my own life that is available? And how that target should be? It should be very, very, we will come back to next. Next, Nana. Yes, here Dr. Kalam says, small aim is a crime. Have a great aim, dream big, he says. Now let us take it a big dream, big goal into our life. Okay, and types of goals, it can be for health, career, and different facets, what we have mentioned, no? The different dimensions: physical, mental, intellectual, emotional, social, spiritual, or financial, career, all those things you can add on and fix your own types of different goals. Right, next, Nana, first. So there, the immediate goal, intermediate goal, long-term goal, eternal goal, is all various goals that we fix to the students, and that applies to every human being also. Okay, goals 1 year, the intermediate goals maybe 1 year to 4 years, long-term goal for the life, and eternal goal is very, very important. That eternal goal is nothing but what is beyond life. What is beyond life? We will discuss that in coming sessions. Right, next, Nana. So how we have to fix up goal? It should be very specific, measurable, achievable, and it should be realistic, and it should be time bounded. Okay, and it should be of your own, not somebody's. Okay, good. All of you are masters in that. I need not waste time. Right, go ahead, next fast. Okay, ultimately through your goals, how do you want to become? You see, like Mahatma Gandhi ji, or with due respects, how many of you know your own grandfather? How many of you know your own grandfather? Maybe contemporary to Mahatma Gandhi ji, father of the nation. How many of you know?
I don't know.
Right, fantastic, fantastic. Yes, okay. Next, anybody?
When you say you know means, do you know them? Like, have you seen them, or do you know mean like do you know them? Like, actually know what their journey was, what who they were on this planet, or knowing somebody is like, oh, I've seen their picture, or like I've heard about them. But what do you mean by when you know them?
Yes, exactly. So now here, father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, everybody knows. But our own self, grandfather, how many of us know is a question mark. And what is the difference between our own grandfather and father of the nation? What is the difference? Just let us think for a minute. What is the difference between my own grandfather and father of the nation? I will be happy to have the sharings of one or two of you. The differences between your own grandfather and father of the nation. Yes, Narottam, go ahead.
Acharya, I just want to respond to Savita Garu's question. It's actually both. A lot of us don't even know their names, maybe. Even if we know their names, we don't know them as much as we know MK Gandhi, right? So I think that's the kind of key point that Acharya is trying to make.
Yeah.
I understand what he's trying to make, but I feel, especially with the SMART goals and like, having big goals, I feel this is my own perspective, sorry. I think we belittle people who are like, in a machine, they're a small element part, but they are also catalyst to move the bigger parts. So let's say my mother, who is a homemaker, she didn't have any goals for her, but she had a goal for family, for whatever it is, but never propaganda or whatever it is, right? Like never been recognized or never been put up there saying, hey, you achieved this or whatever it is. I think big, think sometimes if you small things is not so need to be acknowledged here, that we should make it in the big. Like being a mother, I have a pet peeve. Some years I spent just raising a healthy child, and that is a goal in itself, and that's okay. That goal may not be a humongous goal, but healthy, a human being which we brought up to this world, and like I know that was my focus at that point of time. That's all it is. So I know I have grown up in the environment where constantly saying you should have goals, big goals, like that makes, I have a lot of friends who are housewives. They feel as it is inferior among working women, and then they feel I don't do much. Believe me, as a working woman, I would rather not be them on a 24/7. I would rather just I can sit down and have a cup of coffee peacefully. So I personally have a big issue with setting huge goals where both are important. Let's put it that way. Both are important, but I think that also need to be acknowledged. And when somebody, let's say in this group, I don't know everybody, but somebody who's a homemaker or just probably hasn't done much, for a long time, for my mother, who's just a grade 10 pass, SLC, you call, only when she became a writer, only when she became a freelance writer, she identified herself as somebody in this world. Until then, she was nobody. I don't think so. You know what I mean? That's where I come from. That's the way we have trained people to think, that, oh, only if you become famous, like Mr. Gandhi, then you are. My grandfather probably also fought for thing, but he was not recognized in the platform where he was recognized. But I think Gandhi ji, yes, he has done, I won't, but there are a lot of many people in different areas of life that actually made this independent movement happen. That's my take.
No, absolutely. I think on board with your thoughts. I think we'll let Acharya continue with the session. It's not about fame that he's trying to drive a point.
No. I know. But why he is known is also there is a lot of factors, right? Let's bring
absolutely. Yeah.
Can I add
my grandfather was not on textbooks to people to know.
Got it. Yeah.
The one insight that I want to add is when Savita garu and Narottam, when you guys were talking, it almost, I was ashamed of myself. Why didn't I even know about my own roots? Why there was no inquiry? But I only faintly remember, for example, my grandfather, he only studied till 5 and he was writing books in some other landlords or other things to make a living for the team. But each one of us, then I vaguely remember, my great grandfather went to freedom fighting in the thing, but I never had the curiosity to know about my own thing, because I'm pretty sure each of them exhibited a resilient journey to actually bring us out into, to make room for, eventually my dad became a math teacher, to become something. And one time I learned about it, there was a big Rajakar movement that was happening. Apparently all my great grandfathers were hid under some shelves, with out of the thing, to be able to fight or to be able to save themselves, right? The thing that really occurred to me is, why did I not express more with my dad? Tell me about your great grandfather, tell me about my own roots. Because not appreciating our own roots, it's now passing on. Our own kids are not spending enough time knowing about us, forget about our own great grandfathers. So when we don't really establish that sense of inquiry, eventually what happens is people only know about what is there in their near line of sight.
No, you know why that happened? Because we are connecting, doing something great as only if you do those things. You need to be in textbook. You need to be in some format of social media platform for people to, only then there is something that I can talk about, right? But somebody, the mother who packed the lunch every single day, 24/8, 365 days you have to go to school, is not in a textbook or on a social media or any other recognized, right? Because it's a relativity of making and people understand, hey, you are great. Even for my mom, right? Raised 3 kids, did everything, whatever. Only later on in her late 40s, she started writing, and that gave her an identity in the society. But before that, but she herself felt somebody only after that. That is a very sad part, because we are not recognizing her. We are not recognizing, as Srini said, why we didn't ask these questions is because the standard is so high. Everything else you do is it's small thing. It's like if a child is walking, we celebrate. But after some 2 days of walking, we say, okay, it's nothing big deal. Now you need to run because nothing else becomes.
Knowing more about my grandfather doesn't really get me to anywhere in my career, perhaps, or something, right? Or get me any other stuff.
But him educating your father will get you somewhere.
Right? Here I wish to.
Sorry.
I wish to take into the session. Here in the beginning about the life, we all have understood each one of our life is unique life. though we are here comparing with our own grandfather and father of the nation, etc. Okay, the point has to be pondered over is my life is unique. My life is unique. And another thing is here, I have come and I will go. During this life, what is that goal I am having? What is that achievement I am having? Ultimately, what is that beyond life? Here the point Mahatma Gandhiji's and my own father is, what is beyond life? Now, is Mahatma Gandhiji living or dead? Or my own grandfather living or dead? My own grandfather, if I'm not able to remember, means he is dead. But whereas Mahatma Gandhiji also is a dead person, but still he is alive. So what is that beyond life I can carry? So those are the important, unique points, because our life is unique. Again, it will not come. So what is that I carry beyond life is the point. Well, not the materialistic goals and etc. Okay, right. That is what we take it here. We mean, right. Next one. Right. So this is all about life, and a good debate has also gone. Now we are going into the very important component to lead our life. Right. Okay. So lead our life now. Through what we will be leading our life? Any answers? For there is one element through which we will be leading whole of our life. What is that?
Goals.
That goal also will
Mind.
be
Mind.
Huh?
Mind.
Yeah, fantastic, fantastic. Give her a big hand. Okay, good, fantastic. So now to achieve whatever we want in the life, and here we are going into the depth of the secret of the mind, which is very, very critical for making this life wonderful. Right. Okay. Next, go ahead, Beta. So now, before going into this or knowing into this, because it is all our whole of our training programs are experiential, all of you just join with me doing a small sort of an experiment. Can you all please join with me doing a small sort of an experiment? Right, all of you? Ready? Right, okay. Raman there. Okay. Move your little finger up and down. Move your little finger up and down. Keep observing as a human scientist for yourself how you are able to move. Just observe. Then you are all techies, technocrats, okay? Now, just like a computer flowchart, how you are able to move, you write in the step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. You can just share. You need not write, you can share. So step 1 is this, step 2 is that is how I am able to move. Those who are done, you can go fast.
So Acharya ji,
yes, please.
Step 1, my mind process your instruction. It basically internalized that you asked us to move your little finger up and down. And from there, the mind basically somehow it translated into an action, being aware of, it has to recognize that there is a pinky finger. It recognized that pinky finger. Then, then the next instruction that went into in the CPU, there was a next instruction that went into, and basically it's like send a move up, move down, move up, move down. So the mind is like my entire CPU. And then that was literally doing, if I were to write the code, first listen, understand, and then send an instruction. I recognize what is the middle finger, then up, then down, then up, then down, and making sure that everything is, that's how I interpreted it.
Good, fantastic.
No, but because the fingers are muscles, that finger is involuntary muscles, you are able to, but
fantastic,
with the same
fantastic
processor, you can't say heart, go start beating faster, it won't listen.
Okay, we got it, madam. Somebody else, last chance, who is going to avail it? Both the I give you clues that both the answers have to be need to be improved. I'm giving you a clue. Who is going to improve that? Last chance.
Manasa Vacha, thought becomes an action. Okay, yeah. But please continue.
Okay. Right. Oh. Last chance. Who is going to avail? Okay. Point to the quiz master. Let the quiz master give it. Now you note it. First of all, you are seeing me. You are seeing me before hearing the instructions. Next, you are hearing. Okay, seeing and hearing. Both of them gave a thought in the mind. That thought converted into a desire, and then the mind has instructed, let me do this activity. Acharya is telling, let me do this. That mind instructed the brain. Brain, which is the nervous center, central nervous system, that has instructed all other systems to support the blood circulatory system, all other systems, then the little finger is able to move. Do you all agree with this? So, right, fantastic. So here, what is the results that we got it? I want answers from you. What is the result? That means little finger also, physical body, little finger is able to move because of the instruction from the mind. Okay. So here I share with you that without the mind, what is the body? Without the mind, what is the body?
Nothing.
Good. Nothing means you define Deepa madam. You are right. I want you define more, elaborate a little more. So without mind, body is nothing. Nothing means
Body
what?
cannot function. Yeah, body cannot function without mind.
Right. Okay. So what is the difference between a dead body and a living body?
Heart and
No movement.
no more.
Right.
No, involuntary. It's a dead body.
What happened? Abdul Kalam sir
No
was-
soul in the body.
Suddenly he has fallen down. He was declared dead.
Has Jiva and the other one doesn't.
Right?
No Chaitanya.
I think you guys are breaking.
Without soul, it's a dead body. With
Ah.
soul and mind,
Ah.
it's a live body.
They disappeared. Once the soul and mind disappeared, the body becomes a dead
Body is dead. Dead body.
body becomes a dead body. Dead body means it cannot move by itself.
Self.
So what we study in about the matter in the physics, about any other matter, it becomes a non-living like thing, a rock, a mud, or you can call it anything. So, my dear friends, in these different dimensions of the human personality, what is that we have now got it? The whole body, we are living in our life with whole our name and the form of this body. Where what happened? What is the physical value of the body? What is the physical reality of the body in the life?
It's like a sheet of metal with no engine.
That's all. That's all. And for that, what we are all doing? Painting, lipsticks, all those sort of everything, damn thing, everything revolving around the physical body. And what is its worth? We all are living in the physical body consciousness throughout the life. Throughout the life. But the reality is, where should be the beauty? Where should be the real source? The real source is the mind.
Within you.
Real source is the mind. Without the mind, I am concluding the physical body, we have to have consciousness that it is like a non-living thing. It is like a non-living thing. Can we say with this consciousness, can we say that I am not the body? Am I the body? Am I not the body? I want answers from you.
Not the body.
I'm not the body.
Very good. So that conscious living in life continuously all through in life, all through, though we are awake, though we are sleeping, whatever is happening in the life, what is that we are now learning from this slide? Have the consciousness that the body is like any other inanimate, non-living thing. That's all. It cannot move. Remember this, little finger also. It is only a tool in the hands of the mind. That's all. Do you all agree to proceed further? Fantastic.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. Right, ma, next Nana. So here, the same thing, right? These are all results we have already discussed, right? Go faster, ma. Here is a difference we should have consciously between the brain and the mind. Okay, why how the instructions have gone, where from? Normally people say it is brain. No, it is coming from the mind. Then what is the difference between the brain and the mind is a very conscious thing. Consciously we should have it. Brain is nothing but a part of the body, but that comes with the body, goes with the body, that's all. Whereas the mind is unseen, invisible. That is the root that directs. Okay, so now come to the body is only a tool in the hands of the mind. Body is like any other non-living thing, like a car. Jivana vahanamu. The body is like a life vehicle. Car, I have given you example. That's all. It is that car is a non-living. This car also is like a non-living. That is what if we can carry, then mind is the driver of the life. Okay. So Veda says, as is the mind, so is the life. As is the mind, so is the life. Yatha mana tada jivanaha. Jivanam, life is as per your mind. So with these conclusions I am proceeding. Right, Amma. Next one. Now, right, next one. How is the mind? What is the mind? This is the question now. Okay. Now you are all very intellectuals. I don't want to take much of your time. We all know it is like a bundle of thoughts. Okay, like the waves in the ocean. Thoughts keep on coming. That is how. Okay. But here, as much as we understand about our own mind, we will be understanding about our life. Okay, so if we understand deeply about our own mind, then any ordinary person also can become a great, extraordinary person. The source is, the difference is understanding your own mind, understanding about the life and the things. Okay, now let us proceed with these things. Right on. What happens here? Here is the mind, here is the brain, here is the body. In this triangle only, whole of the life goes on in the mind. Mind, body, and brain. Mind, body, and brain. Messages goes on continuously. We all know that, right? Next, Pastama. Right? And how this is happening? This is because of the senses. External to internal. Body to mind connection through senses, body to mind. Which sense, how much? 83% thoughts through eyes, 11% through ear, 3.5% through nose, 1.5% through skin, 1% through tongue. So here, the most important thing we have to check is our eyes. Sarvendriyanam Nayanam Pradhanam. So what I am saying that if I am able to check 83% of thoughts, we are checking. That's all. Okay. With this, now let us proceed. Right, faster, no? Now here, no. Now I want to give you a pause for everybody to just think of it, your own positive thought and negative thought, because that is making your life positive or negative. Just for a minute, let us take a pause. Let us take a pause. Close your eyes. Just to close your eyes. All of you, please close your eyes. This is a movement, an activity on your life. Just like you have nicely done little finger moving, now I want you to just contemplate on your mind. Just to close your mind. Close your eyes. Close your mind. Contemplate on yourself. What sort of are the thoughts coming? Positive thoughts or negative thoughts? Check up yourself. Kindly, seriously, sincerely do for your own life experimentation, understanding your own mind and which is leading the life. Positive thoughts, negative thoughts. For a minute, for your own sake. Be like that. Keep on experimenting, knowing you on experimenting on your mind as a human scientist. Just observe your mind. Positive thought, negative thought. Now, next step, keep like that experimentation continue till I say. Now, whatever positive or negative thoughts are coming, they are categorized into three categories. Past thoughts, present thoughts, or future thoughts. All the thoughts are divided into three phases. Past, present, future. Observe yourself. What sort of thoughts you are getting? Observe yourself. Now, I'm going to give you a gift for your whole lifetime for attending this abridged Bado, Desh, Badao human transformative model. You are giving your valuable time. I want to give you a gift. These past thoughts, my dear friends, creating worries. Past thoughts creating worries, future thoughts creating anxiety and tensions. All these things will be spoiling your life because your health will be spoiled. All diseases will be coming out of this. Okay, here, God is giving you a gift. A golden basket is given to you. Put it on the right arm and put all your past thoughts in this golden basket. Put it given on the right side. Keep all your past thoughts in the golden basket right side. Put it all past thoughts. All future thoughts, silver basket is given on your left side arm. Put all your future thoughts there. Experience the presence now. Past gone, future gone. Be in the present. Be in the present. Experience the beauty, experience the greatness of being in the presence. You will be experiencing immense potency, immense presence of mind, immense happiness. Here, mind connects with your soul. This is another secret. Throughout your life, can you be in the presence? That is the gift of God, gift of love to your own life, the whole essence of the Vedanta. Slowly open your eyes. Slowly open your eyes. Slowly open out your eyes. Rama, Ramachandra. Right. One or two sharings I want. What happened? What is the impact of your mind in your life in this experimentation with the past thought, present thoughts, and being in the presence? What happened? One or two, small, brief. Take chance, please. Ravi, can you open up?
Yeah, Acharya. Yeah, I think the moment I try to shut my eyes as well as my mind, I think, to be honest, I did not really have any thoughts around past or future. I think my mind or my focus went on to my breath. Then I think I had my breakfast, so I was feeling a little discomfort in my stomach. So it was all about, I think, the present state of what my body was, and then, you know, the breathing aspect. And then I think, obviously, there's some background noise that I think it was pulling here and there, but it was not a very conscious aspect of me trying to judge or think about any of my thoughts. I could see that I was in, you know, maybe in the moment, trying to again focus on your instructions and so forth. So, but I think when you started talking about golden basket and silver basket, I imagined those and tried to put thoughts, but I didn't have too many thoughts to actually segregate. So I think I want to maybe say, you know, my focus was mostly on the breath and, you know, my body as I was trying to just focus.
Thank you, Ravi. So,
and I'll go next, Acharya. So, just the once you said put those in the golden and the silver one, there was a lightness that I was feeling. Though there were very few of the future and the past, but I was feeling more relaxed as soon as I put them into those bags.
thank you. Thank you. Very good. Last chance. Anybody would like to take? Very good opportunity. This is all about life and the dimension of the physical body and the mind. We have to differentiate our own conscious states here. Right, Amma, next. Anybody else? Right.
Yeah, I'll go.
Amma.
I didn't have any, as the person before explained, didn't have any past thoughts. Future thoughts, few here and there, but no anxiety related to that. Coming to present took some time. Like, you know, I was saying, oh, I'm feeling cold, or like I'm feeling this, like more about I'm giving attention to the how I'm feeling right now. But it took a while to come to the present. I don't know if I was 100% present, but yeah, it took time to come to the present. It didn't happen immediately. Yeah.
Fantastic experiences. Nice of sharing all that. May
Savita
God-
garu, Savita garu, just a little bit curious. So in other words, your mind was not in the past or the future, even though you're in the present, but being conscious of it, it took some time. Is that what you?
Yeah. Like, I mean, being aware of, like, where I am, or like, where I'm, like, every sensory part of it took some time.
Good.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Again, I conclude that it is a unique experience, unique moment, and unique for every individual. And this is how the life is led, present and future. May God bless all of you. Right, Amma. Next, Nana, go to next slide. 2-3 slides already I have covered. Go ahead. Right. Here is a very, very important thing. We study in our physical sciences and all other sciences that nature of the substance, nature of the person, okay, nature of the mind here. Okay, what is the nature of the mind here? Okay, and all of us experience that it is unique. Okay, we all think differently. Every movement, every person thinks differently, uniquely. No two alike. Then it is very unstable. It keeps on changing and it seeks pleasures. Okay, and it cannot think about it won't allow, its nature will not allow you to be in the present. That is where is your sadhana. That's all. To conclude this. Okay, friends. So let us take this point, how to study the nature of our own individual mind, nature of individual mind. That will help to understand and lead a better life. Right, my next, Nana. Now here, this is the powers of the mind. What is there inside the mind? Okay, power of thinking, power of understanding, power of memory, power of innovation, power of imagination, power of dreaming, power of creativity, and like that it can go on, and like that, let me share, all powers are within you. That is what Swami Vivekananda said out of his experience. Everybody can experience n number of such powers according to the situation, according to the investigation, according to our own investigation into our own mind. That enables you to know the powers of the mind. Okay, and as much as we know these powers, we will become powerful in our life. So as much as power of the mind, so much of the power in the life. Right, next, Nana. Now, the thing here is how to change my way of thinking. Past to present, future to present, how to change. Or negative to positive, how to change. I have never done this before. So what? You take this as an opportunity and do it now, that's all. And it is too complicated. So what? You tackle it, I will tackle it from a different angle. And I do not have resources. These are all common things. Now, necessity is the mother of invention. And it is for my own life. So, if I can change my thinking, I can change my life. Very simple secret. For all things, whatever you want in your life, whatever problems, solution, this one single point solution is you have to understand your mind, you have to understand your nature of the mind, nature of thinking, and in that thinking, can we change my thinking? That's all. That's all. Change the pattern of thinking. Right, next, Nana. Now, check your passions. Okay, these are some of the things that through the nature we can understand how the mind and the life is led. For example, it is deer, very fast moving animal. Okay, how the hunters will catch the deer? They will play the music, and it will be hearing and statically standing there. It will not run. The moment it stands there, the hunter will come and catch it. Elephant, how they are caught? Elephants are caught by digging a pit and covering the pit with some false grass or something like that. So once the animals group comes, they will keep a female animal on the other side. So seeing the female animals, and the male animals will be coming fast to just to rub with the female animal and run. And just for the sensory pleasure of pleasure, and that will fall in the pit, and the hunters will catch. Okay, the lightning insect. Okay, when fire is there, the insect will go and burn itself, because for that insect, that light, burning light, flame, that is very attractive to the eye. Okay, next, fish, how is it? Then earthworm is kept to this handle and put in the water. Okay, earthworms will, fish will see the earthworm and catch, and then it will be caught. Why? Because it wanted to eat the earthworm tongue. Okay, then next it is bee, a small bee. It will go to the flowers and stick there, and it will die there because of the nice smell from the flower, because of the nose. Okay, it is losing its life. So what is the lesson here? What is the nature is teaching us? Okay.
Don't get caught up in your sensory organs.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful, madam. May God bless you. Fantastic. So our sensory organs are doors to our mind, and they deceive us 83% through the eyes. So all others also, we have to be very, very careful. Check your passions for leading your life well. Right. Next, none. Cause and effect. Okay. Here, TV serials we will be seeing, mobiles we will be seeing, cinemas we will be seeing, or repeated looks, attractions, loves, and dreams. Okay, and each one has got their own effect. All of us have got. So see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. That's all. So it is gives a peace of mind and good for our own life. That's all. Right, Amma. Next, Nana, fast.
So is attraction an evil thing, Acharya?
No. Through that attraction, where the life is led, that is important. That is for the individual. Okay?
Yeah, it can be used for your benefit, or your, like, the deer can listen and run also, but it's also stand. Yeah, it can be used for both.
Good. Okay. So now, to change the life, to change the mind, the life is led with the hidden attitudes in the individual, please. Okay. And those attitudes are positive and negative attitudes. Just to take a minute at your leisure time, after the session sometime, or when you sleep, identify your own positive attitudes, negative attitudes. Attitudes hardly die. To change our life, to change our mind, it is the attitudes that we have to understand and change them. Attitudes are hidden, good and bad. Positive attitudes, very good. Negative attitudes, very dangerous. So that I can understand and change. Right, Amma, next time, fast. Now, what could be my resolutions? Okay. Before these resolutions, I want to give you the process that goes on in the mind. Okay. The moment the thoughts are repeated on a particular thing, they are converted into desires. The desires are expressions mostly in the words. Then next, actions. Then next it is habits. Then next it is habits convert, repeated habits convert as attitude. Repeated attitudes are converted into character. Will ultimately these characters take me to the failure or success destinations. So I am the creator of my own destiny. I am the creator of my own destiny. Swami Vivekananda says. So how I get wrong? I am leaving it to you. Okay. Now, for that, I have to make certain strong resolutions for making my life a fruitful life, a meaningful life, living beyond my life. Okay. I will I will think creatively with a far-sighted vision and goal. Very important. I will do the work which are useful and lead to my goal. I will complete the regular day-to-day tasks and speak clearly, politely, and all of you know all this. I need not. So these are all some of the decisions that we have to take in our life to make a great person. Great definition also is left to us, and consciously living life fruitfully to live the beyond life. I end up here and I will remain myself for answering any questions now. We have dealt about our own life. Life is led with our mind. Mind is not seen. What body we are seeing, that is deception. We live in the body consciousness, but the mental consciousness is the real dimension. And about that mental conceptions also, we have now thoughts, attitudes, all these things we have seen. Now, I will be very happy to answer any questions from your side. Feel free, please.
I will let all the first benchers ask the question. I'm a last bencher.
It didn't look like that. Though.
While others are thinking, right? So this is a very core session, and in fact, there's a lot of space that Acharya gives between each slide and a lot of activities. But just because we wanted an average version, Acharya entered few of the experiential slides, some of the slides. But I mean, this is the whole Manayeva Karanam Manushanam Bandha Moksha Yoga. So the mind leads us to freedom or bounded. Thanks, Acharya, for making this as small as possible for us. Back to you.
Yeah. And Acharya Garu, there is one chart, and I want to make sure that Ramakant Garu, we need to see if we can post these slides to each one of us after the session. There was one slide, Acharya, that you had, and we quickly glanced over, and to me that looked like an essence how we could internalize within ourselves, where you had about life is a game, play for it, life is a drama, and you had like, almost like 7 commandments.
Yeah.
If we could somehow internalize it, it actually allows people to express themselves without any fear and not get caught up on all these emotions and the loss and fear attachments. And I think that one chart really registered with me.
Good.
And in our kids, I mean, when I was 18, when we are in that camp, so we take about 15 minutes to each of us to write the definitions, each one of us, then we write it on the board, and then the slide would be created. I mean, those days we did not have computers and all the PPT. Each one of us would read, and the board would be filled with life is a game, life is a challenge, and all that.
Okay. Now I request all of you to some small sort of a tips we are giving. If you can make it those implement those tips, that it will be very, you will be experiencing, your experiences will be different. Okay, you please take it as an assignment. Go to the next slide, please. Right. Here you just see every day before going to the sleep, you introspect yourself about your own state of say goals, actions, values, and the questionnaire you can make for your own self. And the point we suggested here is make a self introspection. Atma avalokanam. Atma avalokanam. Introspect yourself. Then you write a diary about your own life. Your life is unique. It will be a guide. It will be an inspiration for next to your generations. Okay, and that is how we came to know about the life of Swami Vivekananda, or the life of so many great people, right? And next, meditation is one tool to clean up your mind and strengthen your mind and internalize your mind. Meditation, we will do that. Okay, and the mind flow chart. Okay, thoughts, desires, expressions, actions, habits, attitudes, character. These are the mind flow chart, which is the very, very key for operating the process of the mind inside us. And ultimately, the whole mind, the doors are from the sense organs. So there we need to apply the brakes, control, sorting out this I don't want, particularly your vision. 83% thoughts are coming from the vision. Okay, so there control it, thereby build a very strong mind. In the words of Swami Vivekananda, iron like muscle, steel like nerve, diamond like mind. Diamond like mind. Okay, focus on your mind, then you will achieve your own goals. Right, next, Nana. So thank you. Any question or any questions? I'm open here. It is pertaining to your life, your mind, your attitudes, and so many things.
Fantastic, Acharya. Your blessings. I know it's very late for you, and the level of passion and exuberance that you have to invest in each one of us, and your trust that we are going to be ambassadors to share this to a bigger humanity. And your thing is, thank you for giving us that spurti.
Thank you. Thank you, Sriniji. May God bless you. Anybody else? Any questions, Raja? Feel free, beta. No questions means either it is not understood.
I think we are we are chewing the cud, Acharya. So
Achha, okay. Right.
It is there are so many sharp-edged knives that have been thrown onto us, and we'd like to arrange them first, and then also slowly spread time in using them. We are all just digesting.
Right. So while
thank you, Acharya Garu. It was very nice. The way you put it out, the flow chart you created for us to understand that ultimately the mind is what kind of rules our actions and our action or inaction. That's wonderful. But my message would be to do great things doesn't have to be great in everybody's eyes. It can be, you can have great what you do is if it's an alignment with your own dharma or in your action, that's good enough. You don't have to get into the standards of the society to feel great. That's my thing. Because we're talking about Badao, Desh, Badao, I just was thinking about this recent where I'm sure it's happening even in India. I mean, they're talking about this, the movie, the Kashmir Files. Sorry, I have to bring that up. Nothing, not taking here and there, me not being right or left. What I came out was, when would we need, because we talk so much of look inside. I totally agree. We need to look inside. When do we know when to pick up a pen and when to pick up a sword? When do we make that decision in our own life? Because somebody who has not picked up a sword in their life,
Zoom
I
meeting.
wouldn't know to pick up in the last minute. Like,
Okay.
when do I know? Like, I came out with that movie saying, feeling, okay, there is adharma happening here. How would, like, it's an instinctive thing to fight when they come to your family. Because we're talking about Desh Badao. How do you, the intuitive feeling is to, when somebody attacks our country, what is that? Somebody who has always picked up a pen to write things or understand things. How do I know when to pick up a pen or when to pick up a sword? I mean, without taking that movie, the Desha Bhakti or whatever it is, I grew up in a safe times in India. So I don't know. I don't know. But looking at the uncertainty and all those things, I'm thinking, understanding that even Arjuna was asked to pick up a sword at some point, or a bow and arrow. I think that also need to be contemplated without that mind telling us, hey, this is when you pick up sword, and it won't come naturally. Like, you know what I mean? Because we have controlled our mind so much to the point during that time, I don't know, I will probably bend my head and say, okay, here, go ahead, kill me. That's it.
Yeah.
Like,
So,
when do I know that?
Before Acharya answers, or others answer it,